morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Major League Baseball. It is going to be a National League matchup tonight, and it is a tantalizing one. The New York Mets, who are 59-44, sitting in first place in the National League East, tied with the Philadelphia Phillies, will take on the San Francisco Giants, who are 54-49, and in third place in the National League West. And so both of these teams here looking for some leverage. The Giants will send their ace to the hill in Logan Webb, and the Mets are going to counter with Clay Holmes. Both have pitched fairly well for their respective ball clubs this year. And first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from New York. Leading off and playing in left field tonight is number 9, Brandon Nimmo. Hitting second at shortstop is number 12, Francisco Lindor. Hitting third in right field is number 22, Juan Soto. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 20, Pete Alonso. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 1, Jeff McNeil. Batting sixth at second base is number 7, Brett Beatty. Hitting in the seventh spot and doing the catching is number 4, Francisco Alvarez. Ronnie Mauricio is going to bat eighth, and he is going to play third base. Batting ninth in center field is Tyrone Taylor. And they're going to be facing Logan Webb, the ace of the staff, or at least the veteran ace of the staff. You could argue a couple of pitchers maybe having better seasons, but Logan Webb is the mainstay of the operation in San Francisco. He's 9-7 on the year. He's worked 131 2/3 innings. He's given up 49 runs. 45 have been earned. He's walked 29 and struck at 140, pitching to an ERA of 3.08. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from New York. Now your starting lineup for the hometown San Francisco Giants. Leading off in left field is number 17, Helio Ramos. Batting second at first base is number 16, Rafael Devers. Hitting third at shortstop is number 2, Willie Adames. Batting fourth and playing third base is number 26, Matt Chapman. Hitting fifth in right field is number 5, Mike Yastrzemski. Batting in the sixth spot is the DH, number 41, Wilmer Flores. Batting seventh in center field is number 51, Jung-Hoo Lee. Hitting eighth at second base is number 10, Casey Schmidt. And batting ninth, doing the catching, is number 14, Patrick Bailey. They're going to be facing Clay Holmes, who has an 8-5 record. He's worked 108 2/3 innings, allowing 95 hits, 45 runs, 42 have been earned, walking 43 and striking out 86, pitching to a 3.48 ERA. Our friend Phil Cantalone is in the house, as is Steve Rademacher. Everybody else who sticks their head in here tonight, we welcome you to the show, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action. First pitch is just over 3 minutes away, and we will have it for you when we return. It is Major League Baseball action live on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Mets and Giants when we return right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a brisk evening at the City by the Bay, 59 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy skies. And one would expect as the sun goes down, it is going to get a little bit more nippier in San Francisco. The umpires for tonight's game, Marvin Hudson, Trip Gibson, Ryan Blakeney, and Junior Valentine, all will be working on the crew this evening as Logan Webb takes to the hill as he is getting his tune-up tosses completed. And we are just about ready to get this one underway. Been off the airwaves. It's been actually 28 days since we made the last call of our last game, the NPB. And we are going to be doing some more games here in the next little bit, certainly up until we head out of North America over to Taiwan for a couple of weeks. Marvin Hudson is the home plate umpire. Trip Gibson's at first. Ryan Blakeney is the second base umpire. Junior Valentine is at third. And so Logan Webb is just completing his tune-up tosses, and we're going to be ready to get this one underway. He has all kinds of stuff in his arsenal. He's got the sinker, the breaking ball, the changeup, the cutter. I call it breaking ball because the sweeper is a term that has come in the last couple of years. It's almost like more of a slide piece / curveball. There's always these sexy names that have been invented in the last couple of years. I don't know if it's to sell the game or not, but certainly baseball lovers all the way around the world will know a breaking ball is still a breaking ball, whether it's a slider, a curveball, a slurve, a cutter, you name it. Well, we're ready to get this one underway, as it is going to be Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, and Juan Soto to come to bat here in the first inning to face Webb. Nimmo on the season hitting .264. He's got 19 homers and 57 runs driven in. And the first pitch of the ball game is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-0. Nimmo batting from the left side here as the Mets are wearing their gray road uniforms, and the pitch from Webb is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to even at 1-1. So 1 strike. Webb getting his sign. He's working from the windup as he kicks and delivers, and there is a changeup swung on. It is lined into left field, and it's going to get over the head of Ramos all the way to the wall. Rounding first and cruising into second with a stand-up double to begin the ball game is Brandon Nimmo. And the Mets are rattling their sabers here in the top of the first as they've got one on and nobody out. And that's going to bring up the shortstop in Francisco Lindor. That ball was on a frozen rope right over the head of Ramos. I have to say, I'm not sure that Ramos necessarily played that ball very well. It looked like he turned the wrong way. The ball ended up slicing a little bit and got over his head. He turned the wrong direction. Even if he would have had a better jump, I don't know if he would have made the play. So the right-hander Webb getting his sign from the catcher Bailey. He works to the set now, delivers. Fastball swung on. This is lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Coming in is Lee. He fires to the plate, and it's going to be cut off by Chapman, and he fires over to first. And they almost get Lindor on the back door. And they may want to go have a look at this as Bob Melvin is just holding it up. And no, they don't. It's going to be a single for Lindor. Stopping at third is Nimmo. And just like this, the Mets have got something brewing here in the top of the first inning with runners on the corners and Juan Soto coming to the plate. As we got to look at the replay ourselves, the throw to first was in time. The tag applied by Rafi Devers was a little bit on the slow side. Didn't get it down in time. But the throw was right on the money, but just a little bit up and not quite able to get down the tag in time. There's a first pitch. Breaking ball delivered to Soto. Take it for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Soto hitting .253 on the season, 24 homers and 59 RBIs. He is slowly but surely moving his numbers up through the season. There's a fastball that is dropped by the catcher Bailey. It squirts away. I have to look here to see if Lindor was able to take second base or not. It doesn't look like it. Got to take advantage of something like that. That hit Bailey, usually the sure-handed Bailey. Very good defensive catcher, but the ball squirted away on him. So 1 strike, and the pitch is a fastball that backs Soto off the plate, and the count now goes to 2-1. 2 strike. I have to say, I really enjoy watching Logan Webb pitch. I'm not a Giant fan, for those who've been in the channel, nor am I necessarily a Met fan or a fan of baseball in general. We are a Tiger fan at heart, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. He has got so much life on his pitch. That backdoor run, it is just, the movement is unbelievable. Very, very fun to watch. It's like playing wiffle ball, except the only one who is in command with this is Webb, and he is throwing a baseball. And there is a fastball that misses up and away. There goes Lindor, and he's going to slide safely into second base. It's going to be a stolen base for Lindor, and now they've got 2 runners in scoring position. As that pitch had missed up and away, it's now run 3-2 to Soto. Our friend Phil says Webb is great and Devers is a defensive liability. Yeah, I'm not sure where you hide Devers, if at all. Obviously, the DH position is something that he is probably built for. As there is a changeup swung on, grounded softly to second. That's going to get the run in. Schmidt fields it. He throws to first. It's an RBI ground out for Soto, and the Mets have got the early momentum as Brandon Nimmo comes in to score. Advancing over to third is Lindor. The RBI ground out by Soto. And that will bring up the polar bear in Pete Alonso. Well, for Alonso, he is having himself a great season this year. He has been the beneficiary of having Soto in the lineup. The Giants already with the infield in. The only one that they're playing deep is the third baseman. There's a breaking ball that misses outside to count as 1-0. Willie Adames is up on the grass, as is Casey Schmidt, as is the first baseman Devers. Well, Devers has maybe eased off a little bit on the first base side. There's a fastball that misses up and in. Now goes to 2-0 on Alonso. When I think of Mets, I think of Pete Alonso as a cornerstone player. I was having a conversation earlier today with a couple of friends on the channel. We were saying that Pete Alonso, as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, that pitch looked like it was off of the inside corner, but I'm getting some home cooking from the home plate umpire Marvin Hudson for the called strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike as Webb rocks and delivers. There's a fastball at 93 that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Waiting on his turn on deck is Jeff McNeil. Rocking into the windup and delivering. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Should be deep enough to get the run in. Underneath it and making the catch is Yastrzemski. Throws to the plate. It's not going to be in time. A pretty good throw, mind you. But that's going to be a sacrifice fly. And that's going to be the second run of the inning here for the Mets. As that will bring home Francisco Lindor with run number 2. It'll leave it all up to the designated hitter in Jeff McNeil. Our friend Ryan making an appearance tonight. Thanks for popping in, Ryan. He's now changed it to a Yankees fan. We're glad for you for being here. So this brings McNeil to the plate. He's hitting .251 on the season, 9 homers and 32 runs driven in. And there was a changeup off the outside corner taken for a ball. Count is quickly 1-0. McNeil has battled some injuries over the last few years, but arguably is considered the best athlete in the New York Met lineup. As the right-hander delivers a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-0 on McNeil. Early 2-0 lead here for the Mets, as they've been able to get to the ace of the staff early here. That is a very important piece. We'll see how the Giants will respond to this as the pitch is on the way. And there is a changeup taken for a called strike. Counts 2-1. Defensively for the Giants tonight, from left to right field, Ramos is in left, Lee is in center. The right fielder is Yastrzemski. Around the horn from first to third, Devers is at first. At second is Schmidt. Shortstop is Adames, and the third baseman's Chapman. With the battery of Webb and Bailey, there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in on it is Lee, and he's going to be there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as McNeil is gone for the third out of the inning. But there was damage done, a crooked number on the board here for the Mets. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom half of the first inning, it is the Mets 2 and the Giants coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action right after this. For those of you who are new to the channel, our friend Steve Rademacher likes to hang around, sometimes lurks in the chat, and more importantly, has been a big supporter of ours over the last few years. Here is an introduction to our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Clay Holmes taking to the hill here for the Mets to face the top of the order for the Giants with a 2-0 lead. It'll be Ramos, Devers, and Adames to get things going here for the Giants at the bottom half of inning number 1. The Mets in their road rays, as we mentioned before. I like these uniforms with the blue and the orange. My favorite uniforms in all of baseball. And to counter the Giants with their orange tops tonight, really stand out as well. The first pitch delivered to Ramos is a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Ramos hitting .267 on the year, 14 homers and 50 runs driven in. As there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Ramos is definitely here for his offensive production, as the pitch on the way is a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. Defensively, a little bit to be desired, as we saw in the first inning, but that is going to be that his offense certainly has to outweigh his defense. And I believe the Giants have got it right. Certainly in the early goings, one would have to think he will be out in the outfield, maybe when it gets to be late in the game. That is the opportunity to turn it over to the bench. So Ramos digs himself back in after asking for time. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to the left of Frankie Lindor. He dives and he's unable to come up with it. And that is going to be a single for Ramos. He is aboard. And that'll bring up the first baseman and Rafael Devers. So just as we went to break, and we commented and we said, I wonder how the Giants are going to respond here in this half inning with the Mets putting 2 up on the board. They got to be able to punch back. This ought to show you what type of team that they have. The Giants with Devers at the plate. He's got a very wide open stance. He covers both sides of the batter's box, and he dives into the pitch. Takes a fastball just off the outside corner for ball 1. If this ball game is any early indication, I have a feeling it's going to be a tough night for the hitters. Marvin Hudson hasn't quite locked into the zone yet. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Cantalon says Ramos is fast on the bases. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of stolen bases. He's only got 5, but he can get around the bags pretty good when he does get there. And that is equally as important. You don't want to clog up the base paths. As there is a fastball swung on. This ball's hammered into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's off the wall. Going into the corner to pick it up is the right fielder, Soto. He fires it in. Stopping at third is going to be Devers, and stopping at second is Devers. Stopping at third is Ramos, and the Giants have something brewing here with runners on second and third and nobody out. And Willie Adames striding to the plate. Boy, I got to tell you, that was a tough piece of hitting there by Devers. He had to go down and get the pitch. Really got into his legs and absolutely hit a P-Rod to right field. Nice job there by the right fielder, Yastrzemski, to play the ball off the wall well. So this brings Adames to the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses low for ball 1. Adames hitting .229 on the year. He's got 15 homers and 53 runs driven in. The big offseason acquisition from the Brewers has played very steady on the left side for the Giants. There's a fastball swung on, and that's hammered foul down the right field line. Count runs even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Haven't yet made a decision. We are contemplating doing another one tomorrow night. And if we do, it could be these same 2 teams. We also are looking at doing the Mariners and Angels, because we do want to squeeze an NPB game in tomorrow. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2 on Adames. We've been off the airwaves for the NPB. All of the games that go off tonight are at 2 a.m. Pacific time. And they're coming off of their all-star break where they had 2 games in midweek. They always do that, one in the Central League, one in the Pacific League. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count goes to 2-2 on Adames. Our friend Tim in the house, All Rails Productions, a long time no see. Yeah, it's been actually almost 28 days, and it has been busy, 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 busy. But things are about to slow down. After tomorrow, things kind of get a little lighter at our end, and I can sit back, relax, keep my feet up, and call a few more games between now and the time we head to Taiwan. As that fastball is swung on a chop foul over on the third base side, the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Adames. Runner at third, Ramos. Runner at second, Devers. Nobody gone here in the last half of the first. As the right-hander holds again to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. I was starting to comment on the NPB All-Star games. Levon Boinello, the pitcher for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, the Cuban left-hander, he pitched both hands in the second game of the second All-Star game. And he was facing former Texas Ranger Sandro Fabian. And he is normally a lefty. And he turned around to pitch right-handed, and he was able to induce a flyout as that ball is grounded foul on the third base side. Count remains at 2 to Adames. So kind of a unique piece. All Rail says, my YouTube recommended your video, thankfully. Yes. That's good. We've been off the air for a little bit. As we said, it's been fairly busy at this time of the year. And that's always a bit of the problem, is that we get good momentum through the April, May, into early June. And then we hit middle of June and things just go absolutely sideways. And on top of that, I was going to call some games. We had a little bit of a break, but I ended up taking a bigger break. We had we were sick for about 4 or 5 days, and it was affecting the voice too. So we just ended up packing those in. Here's the ninth pitch of the at-bat, and it's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line. And so this battle with Willy Adames is going to continue. Really taking the sting out of Clay Holmes here. So far, Holmes has thrown 16 pitches in the inning, and 10 have come to Adames. Well, this one's about to be the 10th. As he gets the sign from his catcher, Francisco Alvarez. Alvarez working off of the one knee. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third. It's bobbled by the third baseman, Ronnie Mauricio, and he throws over to first. They're going to get him. They thought about coming home. He didn't field it cleanly. It's going to be an RBI for Adames. It's a ground out 5-3. That's the first out of the inning. As he is gone, advancing over to third is Devers. Ramos will score the first run for the Giants. They've cut the lead now to 2-1. It'll bring up the third baseman and Matt Chapman. All Rail says, who is hitting? It is the Giants who are hitting. It's in the bottom of the first inning right now, as they have just cashed their first run in. So Chapman striding to the plate. He's hitting .243, 14 homers, and 38 runs driven in. And there is a conference of Mets on the mound. They're going to discuss how they want to deal with this situation. Mike Yastrzemski is on deck. So they punched one run across the board already, have the Giants. They're looking for another one here. It's 2-1 lead now for the Mets. And Matt Chapman getting himself settled into the batter's box, ready to face Clay Holmes here. So this game here has got off to a quick start. I know some of our listeners like to put some money down on the games, the over-unders. Well, whatever the over-under for the first 5 innings is, it's got to be close to being eclipsed here in the first. There's a breaking ball missing upstairs. Count is 1-0. One would have to think it's probably about 3.5, I would think. And in the first inning, that could probably fall. That's my guess. I didn't actually look at the latest lines. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count runs even to 1-1 on Chapman. They are playing a bit of a shift here for Chapman, as Beatty is close to second base. The pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. We didn't get the defensive alignment for the Mets from left to right field. Nimmo is in left, Taylor in center. Right field is Soto. Around the horn from first to third, it is Alonso at first, Beatty at second, Lindor at short, Mauricio at third. As that fastball misses upstairs, it's now 3-1. And the battery, of course, is Holmes and Alvarez. All Rail says, how was our day today? Our day was great. I got up at 4 in the morning, had to do a run, get some equipment. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and that is going to be ball 4, and Chapman's aboard with a walk, and that's going to put runners at the corners with one gone, and it's going to bring Mikey Yastrzemski to the plate. Just had to get some embroidery done for the business, had to drop off some stuff, pick up some equipment, and we keep on trucking, but for the most part today, it was a pretty quiet day nonetheless. So Matt Chapman as the runner at first. The runner at third is Devers. Mike Yastrzemski striding the plate, hitting .235 on the season, 8 homers and 28 runs driven in. Holmes getting his side from his catcher Alvarez as he works himself to the set. Checks the runner, now delivers. There's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Waggling the bat is Yastrzemski. As the right-hander works again to the set, here comes the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count's 1-1. That's one of those moments where it was a strike in the K zone, and I believe it was a strike, but some of the hitters tonight so far haven't had that pitch called as a strike from Marvin Hudson. So it'll be interesting tomorrow if you're on Twitter to look at the umpire's scorecard. Based on the first inning here, it might be all over the map. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. And that's not just for the Giants, that's for both clubs. I saw the Giants when they were playing the Blue Jays a few weeks ago when Justin Verlander got tossed. As there's the fastball swung on and is lifted foul down the left field line. And the home plate umpire, of course, gave his chirp to Verlander when he ran him about trying to get out of the third inning. He's had some difficulty too. I'm not so sure I thought that was the right appropriate response going to a guy who's going to be a potential Hall of Famer. I think Verlander's earned too much for that type of response, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Maybe if it was a guy like Alex Verdugo or others that don't have much time in the league, or Jared Kelenic, who used to play with the Mets and the Mariners and the Braves, that might be appropriate for those players. Certainly not for a Justin Verlander of his pedigree, as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over is Soto. He's there to make the catch. Runners are going to have to hold. Wasn't deep enough. And that is going to retire Yastrzemski for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. That is going to bring up the designated hitter in Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he's hitting .245 on the campaign, 12 homers and 59 runs driven in. He gets the nod as the designated hitter tonight. So he gets himself set as Holmes looking to get out of this jam. Checks the runners and now delivers. First pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Counts 1-0. This Giants lineup is pretty deep. With the addition of Devers, you think that you got Jung-Hoo Lee batting in the 7th spot, who has tapered off a little bit. He was certainly more of a top-of-the-order hitter early in the year, as that fastball misses down and the count's 2-0. Jung-Hoo Lee batting in your 7th spot, that's some pretty good depth. And if you can get some production from time to time from Schmidt and Bailey to turn the batting order over, you're in a pretty good position if you are the Giants. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. There were a couple of trades in Major League Baseball earlier today. The New York Yankees were able to acquire third baseman Ryan McMahon from the Rockies. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 2-2. The Orioles made a move to get Philadelphia Philly reliever Gregory Soto. The O's made the move to send Gregory Soto packing as he is on his way. He is now a New York Met, former Philadelphia Philly, former Detroit Tiger. There's a fastball swung on. He checks his swing, dribbles it out to the pitcher, Holmes. He throws it in the dirt, and it's a great pick by Alonso. Oh, boy, that ball was destined for the right field corner, but a fantastic play by the polar bear at first base. That's going to retire Flores on the ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. There was damage in the inning as the Giants have responded. They scored 1 run on the benefit of 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Your score after 1 complete. It is the Mets 2 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in. If you've never been here before, we're glad you're with us tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and our friend Steve Rademacher knows how to have a beer. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we welcome everybody to the stream tonight. It is the Mets and the Giants on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Coming to bat for the Mets will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Brett Beatty, Francisco Alvarez, and Ronnie Mauricio to face the right-hander Logan Webb. As Webb rocks into the motion and delivers a first pitch breaking ball, taken for a called strike. 19 pitches for the Giants right-hander in inning number 1, 10 of them for strikes. As he is ready to go again, as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Be interesting tonight in this series to see how both of these pitchers will set it up. I would have to expect that Webb is probably going to go deep into this game based on his pitch counts, although I can't say it will be the same for Clay Holmes. He's already 33 pitches in his first inning of work. Fastball misses up and away, and the count goes to, check that. As Beatty checked his swing, they go down to the third base umpire. And Junior Valentine said he went around, so it's 1-2 here to Beatty. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. And the count remains at 1-2 to Beatty. Beatty's been on a bit of a yo-yo up and down from AAA to the big league level, but his play as of late, seemingly Mets fans have called off the dogs as that pitch misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. He gets the start tonight at second base. Beatty is and has been considered one of their top prospects over the last couple of seasons, and it would be nice to see him play it out. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Beatty didn't like the call. Marvin Hudson, as we had talked about earlier, has had his challenges here tonight in this one. I would say that pitch there, we'd have to get a look at it again. And I have a feeling that Brett Beatty may have a concern on that one. I don't know if it did catch the outside corner, but in the eyes of the home plate umpire, it did. And Beatty has gone for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the catcher in Francisco Alvarez. First pitch delivered to Alvarez is a fastball taken for a called strike. Alvarez hitting .240 on the season. He's got himself 4 homers and 13 RBIs. As the pitch from Webb on the way, a breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. Alvarez had a tour of the minors this year. He has, I don't want to say fizzled, but he has cooled off a little bit. He is considered a future star for the Mets, but certainly has to get himself sorted out as that breaking ball is taken for a called strike. Count now runs to 1-2. Webb has been so far very, very steady. After giving up the first 2 hits to begin the ball game, he has settled down. And has retired now 4 in a row as the right-hander rocks and delivers. And there is a changeup swung on and missed, and Alvarez is in the books. That's the second strikeout recorded by Webb. So 2 gone here in the inning, and it's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Ronnie Mauricio. And for Mauricio, well, he's hitting .219 on the year. He's got himself 4 homers and 16 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. So having a conversation with one of our friends to the stream. I checked that he's got 6 RBIs. I had him at 16. What are they going to do with Mauricio? Who is the player that's the odd man out in the infield? Because they could use another bat in the outfield, I do believe. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be grounded up the middle past the diving second baseman and the glove of Casey Schmidt. And Mauricio's got himself a 2-out single. It's going to bring up the center fielder and Tyrone Taylor. We're talking about the Mets' needs. And as an outsider looking at that ball club, I would say you can never have too much pitching. The way that some of their arms have been injured or potentially injured, I can see another starter maybe being acquired. Obviously, they got the bullpen help today by getting Gregory Soto from the Orioles. As the right-hander Webb kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses down and away for ball 1. Counts 1-0. But maybe even an outfield bat for the Mets, something that they can upgrade into the outfield right now that could be able to help them out. When you look at their lineup, obviously, you've got Soto and Nimmo. Tyrone Taylor, maybe move Nimmo back into center. As that ball is lifted into straightaway center field, camping out underneath it is Lee. We'll come back and talk about the Mets' needs, and we'll also look at the Giants' needs when we return after this. No runs in the inning. There was a hit by Ronnie Mauricio. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. The score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it is the Mets 2 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this timeout from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thank you, Steve. And we'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. It is 2-1 Mets over the Giants when we return for the bottom of the second. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom 3 of the batting order to come to bat here for the Giants. That means Jung-Hoo Lee, Casey Schmidt, and Patrick Bailey to face the right-hander Clay Holmes. And the first pitch breaking ball delivered for a call strike to Lee. Count is quickly 0-1. Lee on the season hitting .246, 6 homers, and 41 runs driven in. Now, they're one of those hitters with a very open stance, and then he squares himself off at the last minute, taking a fastball outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Jung-Hoo Lee, the Korean, one of the few Koreans in the major leagues here today. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lee. And a man from Menlo, California, picked that one off in the stands. A really nice play by him. As there's a pitch that is delivered, it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-2 on Lee. Some Giants fans showing that they too can flash the leather without the glove. Nice barehanded catch by that fan. Here comes the 2-2. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded fair down the first baseline, fielded by the polar bear, as it had taken him into foul territory, and he does a 360 and throws it to the pitcher covering. Nice play all the way around as Holmes was able to get to the bag. That is going to be a ground out. It is going to be 3-1 on the putout for the first out of the inning. Pretty athletic play there made by the first baseman of the Giants. Get to take a look and multiple replays. And it was a beautiful play by Pete Alonso. That's going to bring Casey Schmidt to the plate. Well, for Schmidt, he's hitting .245 on the year, 5 homers and 17 runs driven in. As the right-hander Holmes delivers, there is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Giants here looking to get a push going here for a playoff hunt. As we mentioned before, 54 wins, 5 games over 500. Fastball swung on, backhanded by Lindor in the 6th hole. Fires across the diamond, and it's taken on one hop by Alonso. He's able to hang on. Not a great throw there by Lindor, but what a pick by Alonso over at first base. That's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Patrick Bailey. All Rails says the Jays have been very good lately. Yes, they have. They haven't just been very good. They've been outstanding. The Blue Jays, their pitching, everything is all coming together for them right now. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Bailey. Our friend Phil says they had Holmes on the ropes in the first inning. Yeah, they did. Interesting bat knob here by Bailey. He's got a really, really, really big knob at the end of the bat. Some players like that. I'd have to say it's probably a good solid couple inches. I always look at interesting bats. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. I had a customer up here who collected bats and collected different things. And he had one from a player from the New York Giants in the early 1900s. And it was a mushroom handle bat. It was pretty amazing. The fellow was a movie producer as that breaking ball misses down and in, and the count goes to 1-2. He was a movie producer and a television movie producer, and he collected artifacts, baseball artifacts. And this particular player, just the heaviness of the bats. There was a fastball swung on and missed. I'll come back and talk a little bit about that and the different bats when we return after this. But the Giants go in order 1-2-3 here in their half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through to complete. Your score is the Mets 2, the Giants 1. Our friend Duncan Christopher says, let's go Mets. Welcome to the channel, Duncan. We'll be back in just a couple moments when we return after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the third inning, and it'll be the top of the order to come to bat here for the Mets. And the first pitch from Logan Webb is a fastball delivered to Brandon Nimmo for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Nimmo led off the ball game with a double. was brought home on a RBI groundout off the bat of Juan Soto to open the scoring as he takes a fastball outside and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 strike to the Mets left fielder. Nimmo waggling the bat, waiting on the offering. There's a fastball that runs arm side and cuts across the plate for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 strikes it is. As the right-hander delivers again, the fastball that's swung on and lifted foul, and the count remains at 1-2. And so here we go again as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There is a changeup that misses down and away. And the count now runs to 2-2 on Nimmo. Webb rocks and delivers again. Fastball swung on, grounded softly foul over on the first base side. Oh, the ball dudes are out and it couldn't come up with the play. Ended up going wickets. Now he's going to have to go and chase that one down. I don't know if it's a ball dude or a ball gal tonight. Down the left field line, it is a ball dude. This looks like it's a ball. It's not a dude. It's a ball gal. Unable to come up with the play. I wonder if they've got him mic'd up over there because having to get the ball has also caused a bit of a delay. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul straight back, and the count remains at 2-2. I have to say that is one of the more comical things. I mean, certainly to see some folks down there, it's a good opportunity. They get a chance to do it. Unfortunately, sometimes I've seen some of the people, you hope they don't get hurt. They've gone, as they try to bend over for the ball, they end up falling over. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 3-2. Everybody has to take their risk. Certainly as you get older, you start to understand just how hard this game is to play. As the pitch is delivered, there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2. So 3 strikes. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat here to Nimmo. Young Giant fan gets that foul ball. Here's the pitch, another fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. Ramos is coming hard, and he's there to make the catch. And Nimmo is going to be retired. His first at-bat, he lined one over the head of Ramos, and this time here he went the other way, but just got underneath it. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the shortstop in Francisco Lindor. Well, for Lindor tonight, he is 1 for 1. He scored the second run of the game for the Mets. He also stole a base. The first pitch delivered from Webb is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and a strike. I'd like to see Lindor's average creep up a little bit more. He entered the fray tonight hitting .248. As the pitch is a fastball that misses down and the count goes to 1-1. Ball and 1 strike. He's definitely not having the MVP-like season he's had over the last couple of years, certainly last year. As the pitch is on the way, and there is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 strikes to Lindor. Definitely want to keep him off the base paths when you have Juan Soto coming to bat, who is on deck here next. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Lindor. Fastball swung on. Oh, he's not going to be on the base paths. He's going to be rounding the base paths. And that ball's driven into the seats in right field for a solo shot. Lindor absolutely turned on that. He got a fastball up in the zone and hammered it into the third row of the seats above the wall there in right field, just above what is Levi's or Levy's Landing. Can't see that quite out there. And that is going to be a solo shot for Lindor, number 20 on the season. And he is putting himself in pace for another 30-30 campaign. And the Mets have now taken themselves a 3-1 lead here in the third inning. He's going to bring Soto to the plate. And the first pitch to Soto is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered into right field. Leaping is Yastrzemski, and he's not able to come down with it. It just hits his glove. Digging for second is Soto. And he is going to reach there standing up. Yastrzemski was racing back. He had to jump for the ball. The ball ended up hitting off the heel of his glove. Was unable to make the catch. Ball ended up hitting the floor, and Soto making it all the way around. We'll look at that other one. It looked like Yastrzemski had almost overran the ball. And as he leaped up, he had to reach up, and he was just off the thumb. I thought it was the heel, but it was the thumb of the glove. Unable to come up with it. And that is going to bring the polar bear Pete Alonso to the plate. The first pitch he sees, he swings and lines it right to the right fielder, Yastrzemski, who comes up throwing, but getting back to second in time is the runner, Juan Soto. So that is going to retire Alonso for the second out of the inning. Getting all these updates. It looks like Nick Kurtz of the Oakland Athletics, or once upon a time Oakland Athletics, as Kurtz at the plate has hit 4 home runs tonight in the game for the Athletics. And I also believe they said that's the 4th rookie to do so, but I find that hard to believe. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded into the first base dugout. I'll have to do my homework on that. But Nick Kurtz of the Athletics with 4 homers tonight for the Athletics. The Sacramento A's, so to speak. Now, he's the 20th player to do it in a game all time. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Schmidt. McNeil's going to be retired on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it. They had 1 run in the inning. It was a solo shot off the bat of Francisco Lindor. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It is the New York Mets 3 and the San Francisco Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Luke is asking for some more NPB. That'll be tomorrow night. And Phil says, that was awful. Can't say that I blame you. Not very good there in that half inning for sure. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. He is a Brewers fan, but we don't hold it against him.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight, and he is certainly got all kinds of crazy stuff on his channel, and he does not disappoint as he pumps out a video on the daily. It is going to be the top of the order, Helio Ramos, Rafael Devers, and Willy Adames to come to bat here in inning number 3, as they will be facing Clay Holmes here as the right-hander ready to go. And he kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Ramos. Ramos 1 for 1 tonight. He singled and scored the Giants' only run of the game thus far. As Holmes ready to deliver again, and there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes even to 1-1. 45 pitches in the first 2 innings for Holmes, as he had struggled in the first with his command and control. He made quick work of the bottom part of the Giants' order in the last half inning, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to do another MLB game tomorrow night. It is going to be either the same 2 ball clubs, or we might bounce and do the Angels and the Mariners. Haven't quite decided yet, as that fastball swung on a tap foul down the third base line, and the count remains at 2-2 now to Ramos. And we will follow up with an NPB game tomorrow. We have to check the schedule. We'll see what the starting pitchers will look like, and then we'll make our decision on that, as well as late night baseball action returns to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel if you are in North America. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramos as he bats here and slowly makes his way back to home plate as he had got himself down the line. It was a nice decision, actually a good decision there by Ronnie Mauricio to let that ball go foul. Mauricio had attacked the ball. The ball had quite a bit of spin on it, ended up going foul in third base territory. Now time has been called as Ramos is going to use his offensive timeout. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains as he taps the plates and he's ready to get back at it. Right-hander holds to the set, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball down and away. And they think they're going to appeal. No, they don't. So that count is now run full to Ramos. Thought the catcher Alvarez might be looking to first base to get a little bit of help from Trip Gibson, but not on that one. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled off the glove of Alvarez. Keeps the count at 3-2. San Francisco Giants, I think if they want to ensure a playoff run, they're going to have to go on a run like the Blue Jays are on now or like the Milwaukee Brewers have been on. Both of those clubs have been streaking, playing hot baseball. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that comes inside. Did it hit Ramos or did he foul it off? Looked like it may have caught the knob of the bat. We'll have to get a look at the replay on this one. Yep, caught the knob of the bat as that ball was fouled away. Very lucky is Ramos. That's a dangerous part. You don't want to get hit in that portion of your hand. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined right over the head of the pitcher, Holmes, and it's past the glove of the diving Beatty up the middle. And so Ramos has got himself his second hit of the ball game as he's got himself a single, and that's going to bring up the first baseman and Rafael Devers. So for Rafi Devers, he's a 1-for-1 tonight. He had a double his first time up, and he was left stranded aboard. So Devers strides to the plate. The ball that he hit was an absolute missile back in the first inning. There was a fastball that comes inside. It's called, take it for a called strike. Count is 0-1. It's like Marvin Hudson is still in the business of giving pitchers 2, 3, or 4 inches off the inside and outside corners. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. We mentioned earlier on that Hudson's strike zone tonight was a little bit on the large or expanding side, but that is not just for one team, it is for both teams. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Devers batting from the left side here, waiting on the offering here from Holmes. As the right-hander works himself set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-2 on Devers. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Giants first baseman. Interesting that the Giants could convince him to play first base, but the Red Sox couldn't. Fastball swung on, taken on one hop by the third baseman, Mauricio. He goes to second for 1, back to first. That's going to be a double play. Oh, Devers hit the ball on the screws, but right to the glove of the third baseman. 5-4-3 double play is going to put the first 2 outs of the inning on the board here. And that is Ramos gone at second, Devers on the back end, and it'll bring up the shortstop and Willie Adames. Interesting promotion that the Giants have. Get a beer with your ticket. I wonder if you can use your tickets for your kids. Get another beer or 2 as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. One of the interesting stories in the minor leagues, depending upon where you're at, in the Florida State League, there's a couple of teams that have the beer batter of the night, and the opposing player, if he strikes out, it's like dollar beers for a certain number of time. As that fastball misses upstairs, it counts 1-1. So when the player comes to bat, certainly the crowd gets very raucous, trying to induce that. I wonder how that would work out at the major league level. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lined down the left field line. It's going to get down. It's going to be fair. It's into the corner. In after it is Nimmo, and cruising into second base with a 2-out double is Willie Adames. So he has a board with 2 gone, and that is going to leave it up to the third baseman, Matt Chapman. Can only think of the beer batter of the night. And certainly if you're playing teams that have a high strikeout rate, your percentage of that beer batter of the night striking out goes up, especially in Major League Baseball where strikeouts are on the rise. How about that? Dollar beers in New York. Wonder what that would look like. So here's the first offering to Matt Chapman. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Chapman waggling the bat. He walked in the first inning and he was stranded. As the right-hander Holmes checks the runner at second, now delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count goes to 2-0. I have to say tonight that Clay Holmes has been a bit of an escape artist. He's not been economical with his pitches. Already he's at 63 here in the third. And he has been able to wiggle himself out of some trouble. As the 2-0 is on the way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1 on Chapman. So 2 balls, 1 strike it is. Giants third baseman waggling his bat. Right-hander holding to the set. He checks the runner at second. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. Grounded over to third. Fielded on the backhand by Mauricio. He fires a bullet across the infield. It has taken Alonso off of the bag. He reaches back to try to apply a tag on Chapman, but the umpire has called him safe. Might want to get a look at the replay on that one, but that's going to go in the books as E5. That should have been the third out of the inning. And Mauricio wasn't able to hit the target. It brought Alonso toward the home plate side of the base. He caught it. He tried to put the tag on Chapman, but it didn't look like he got him. The ball was up in the air. Just more information about that. Oh, I don't know. It might have looked like he got his helmet on that. I just don't know if he had control. I think they're going to have a look at it. So the New York Mets are going to challenge this one, and rightfully so. It looked like he caught the ball. It was in the glove and hit the helmet of the runner Chapman going by. But the question will be is, did he have the control? Nick Kurtz tonight was 6 for 6. And they showed tonight, and on top of him being 6 for 6 with those 4 home runs, that's the first rookie in history to do it. I don't know. I think that they might get the out call on this because the ball had entered Alonso's glove. It hit the top of the helmet of Chapman. Let's see what they're going to do here. Are they going to over? Yes, it is. That is going to be a ground out 5-3. What a play there by the first baseman Alonso. As they were very, very fortunate. It's a ground out 5-3. So the call's been overturned. And that is going to do it. There were no runs in the inning. There were a pair of hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3 complete. A third of the ball game is in the books. It is a 3-1 Mets lead. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this from our friend, Eric.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Brett Beatty, Francisco Alvarez, and Ronnie Mauricio, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat here to start the fourth inning. 51 pitches through 3 innings for Logan Webb, and 34 of them have been for strikes. So he has picked up his strike rate significantly since inning number 1, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside to Beatty, and the count is 1-0. Beatty struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1 tonight, as the right-hander ready to go again. Kicks and delivers. There is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. Phil said they had no control on that one. Yeah, it was kind of strange. I mean, you think about it, is it when it hits the glove that when the control is to be made? I mean, I don't know how you would actually do it. Is when the glove closes? When does it impact? Fastball swung on. This is grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit, and Beatty is aboard to lead off the fourth inning here. It's one thing. It's almost the definition. I know when the balls are thrown across the infield and the player is engaged with the base, it's when it hits the glove or the back of the glove is when they do that on the put out on the force play, or on a put out on a force out. But on a tag play, I'm not so sure about that. And there's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-0 to Alvarez. That's exactly what happened there. It was a tag play. The ball had entered the glove simultaneously, but did he really have control of it when the tag was applied? But in the war room in New York, it appears that is what they felt it was. And so that is why the out was the third of the inning. So 1 ball and no strikes to Francisco Alvarez. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Beatty. Beatty can run a little bit. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year. He's not exactly a huge base stealing threat, but he is able to get himself around the base paths these days. Alvarez to be followed by Mauricio here in inning number 4. Webb checks the runner over at first. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Francisco Alvarez. Webb leaning in, getting the sign from his catcher. He works himself into the set position. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. Alvarez struck out his first time up tonight. Only 2 strikeouts recorded by Logan Webb in this one. Clay Holmes, his counterpart, has only had 1. I would have expected a lot more from the right-hander of the Giants. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. If you have just joined us, the Mets got 2 runs in the first inning, as it was a double and a single by Nimmo and Lindor that got things rolling, and a ground out by Soto and a sac fly by Alonso got the 2 runs in. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hammered up the middle and is going to get by the glove of the second baseman Schmidt into center field, and Alvarez has got himself a single. Beatty's going to go all the way around to third as he was on the move. So a single here for Alvarez. Beatty gets himself 180 feet. So now they got runners on the corners to the Mets, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ronnie Mauricio. So Mets have got something brewing here again. So where Logan Webb's got to come up big. Otherwise, this game could get out of control and go sideways in a hurry. The first pitch to Mauricio is a fastball that misses inside for a ball. The count's 1-0. I was talking before the game about who the Mets maybe should consider moving. I was talking about maybe Mauricio or Angel Acuna or Beatty. They've got a logjam in the infield. There's a breaking ball missing down. And if they are to get somebody, they could probably use another bat in the outfield or another arm, certainly on the starting side. But I haven't seen a whole lot of Ronnie Mauricio. He missed all of last season with an injury. I got to tell you, I take a look at him. That is one big hombre at the plate, left-handed stick. I'd like to see a little bit more of him. No wonder they're high on Mauricio. There's a fastball that misses up and away. It's now 3-0. On deck is the center fielder Tyrone Taylor, who waits in the 9-hole. But you can see why the Mets are not so quick to give up on this Young left-handed hitting third baseman. There's a fastball that misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. Mauricio is going to walk to load the bases. Alvarez moves to second. Beatty is the runner at third. And that will bring up the center fielder in Tyrone Taylor. And it's also going to bring the pitching coach out of the Giants dugout as he is making his way to the mound. The pitching coach these days is JP Martinez. He used to be the pitching coach under the previous regime was Andrew Bailey. To say, I'm not sure exactly where he has landed. He was a part of the Gabe Kapler regime. So JP Martinez has had his conference with his ace Webb, and now he's returning back to the dugout. Ready to resume the action. Bob Melvin is having some discussions, and I'm sure they're going to have to start thinking about at what point in time you might want to get somebody going in your bullpen. So bases are loaded. Sparky Anderson, the Hall of Fame manager of the Reds and the Tigers, used to say, I'll let you get in trouble once. If you get in trouble twice, I'm coming to get you. There was a first pitch fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. It counts 0-1 to Taylor. Taylor 0 for 1 tonight, flew up to center field his first time up. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Webb. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers a breaking ball missing in the left-handed batter's box, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases are full of Mets. The runner at third, Beatty, Alvarez at second, and Mauricio at first. And there is a changeup taken for a called strike. I'm not so sure about that one, but it must be true because Marvin Hudson said so, and that is going to put the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, go take a look at the ump scorecard on Twitter tomorrow. I'm sure it is going to be an entertaining one, as that pitch is another changeup, but this one misses down, and the count is 2-2 to Taylor. Certainly some of the pitches, when there's nobody on base and there's different times of the game, I get it. You know, it may not impact the at-bat, but this could ultimately be a 3-1 pitch right now. Instead, it's 2-2, grounded to the short. They go to second for 1, back to first. It's picked. It's not going to be in time. Devers makes a good scoop over there at the bag at first base. Mauricio is going to be erased on a fielder's choice, 6-4 at second base. And to score the 4th run of the ball game is Beatty. Alvarez is safe at third, and Taylor on the fielder's choice is safe at first. We're going to get a look at the replay, see if the Giants are going to challenge. Nope, no challenge worthy there. That'd be just a waste. It was a nice play by Adames to field it as he had to charge the ball and underhand flip it to Schmidt at second. But they weren't able to turn 2 on that one. So 1 of the books brings up the top of the order in Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo, 1 for 2 tonight, has doubled and scored a run. He's also flown to left field in his 2 trips to the plate. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time is the runner Taylor. Taylor can run a little bit. He's got 10 bags swiped on the season. So you do have to keep an eye on him. It'll keep him out of the double play. As the pitch is on its way, and there goes Taylor. The throw is down. It's not going to be in time. Adames trying to apply the tag. It was a little bit on the side. Again, the Giants are going to have a look at it. The Giants have been going, and they're not going to ask for a review on this one. So the 11th stolen base of the year by Taylor has him in scoring position. That pitch was a ball to Nimmo. It was a good job by Adames to keep the tag on the runner. So 1 ball and no strikes. Be curious to see how they finish this one off to Nimmo. There is a fastball swung on its lifted foul. Count is 1-1. You certainly don't want to bring Lindor to the plate with the bases loaded. He's already got a couple of hits tonight and has owned Logan Webb so far in this one. Webb gets himself a new baseball and he checks the sign. Here he holds at the belt and now delivers. There's a fastball at 92 that swung on and missed. Count is 1-2 to Nimmo. West Coast Treasures in the house says Melvin makes a move, replace Webb now. Well, they do have action up in the bullpen, do the Giants. They've got a right-hander up and throwing as that changeup misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. I didn't get the number on the right-hander, but there is action that is now happening in the Giant pen. Didn't look like Hidjelli because he's a big man. I thought it maybe could be Rogers, Tyler Rogers potentially. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It's lined to the left center field. It's going to get out for a base hit. That's going to get a run in. Here comes the throw to the plate, and that's going to get another run in. So it is going to be a RBI single off the bat of Brandon Nimmo, his second hit of the game. He drops in a pair of runs, and it is now a 5-1 lead here for the Mets, as both Alvarez and Taylor have crossed the plate. And one would have to think that the right-hander Webb does not have a lot of life left in this one here. Still only one out in the inning, and Lindor coming to the plate, who is 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a single, a stolen base, a home run, and an RBI. And he has plated twice. 6-1 is now the lead. There is a fastball that just misses outside. So says the home plate umpire. Patrick Bailey, I'm not so sure, had the same agreement. West Coast says, how many more runs till he makes a move? There goes the runner down to second. The throw is not going to be in time. As sliding in safely is Nimmo. So another stolen base. So two things that are going on here tonight. I don't know if it's Patrick Bailey behind the plate or if it's just Logan Webb not being able to hold the runners. But the Mets have been running wild here tonight. Already in the ball game, 3 stolen bases, and we're not through 4 complete innings. Our friend West Coast says, hey, Buster, are you watching this? There's a changeup that is swung on and lifted down the left field line, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Lindor. I'm not so sure that you could have got a reliever in here quick enough. It's just gone sideways. The gasoline that Webb has poured on the mound, as there is a changeup swung on and missed. Lindor's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. They'll leave it all up to Juan Soto. They have jumped them quickly. Back-to-back singles, a walk, a fielder's choice, another single. And the next thing you know, this game has gone sideways in a hurry for San Francisco. So Juan Soto stepping up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a double, and he's also driven in a run. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. But I would say this, that this potentially could be Webb's last inning. But at 6-1, you might want to tramp him out for another one, at least to try to keep your bullpen from being overtaxed. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. Certainly didn't see this coming as the setup to the series. When I looked at the pitching matchups ahead, I would have figured this would have been a game for the Giants to win. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be a Robbie Ray to Mordite. I'll have to go back and have a look as the pitch is on the way, and there is a fastball that misses up, but the count's 1-2. I do believe this is the ESPN Sunday night game of the week between these two clubs, the Giants and the Mets. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and there is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Soto went down looking. He's gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Mets in their half of inning number 4. Well, they score 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your scores move to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the New York Mets 6 and the San Francisco Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with more action when we return right after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Mike Yastrzemski, Wilmer Flores, and Jung-Hoo Lee to come to bat. That is the 5, 6, and 7 hitters here for the Giants in the bottom half of inning number 4, as they are going to be facing Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes looked like we were ready to write him off for death in the first inning, and he has settled down as it is a 6-1 Met lead. The first pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski 0 for 1 tonight, flew out to right field, his only trip to the dish, as he waits on the offering from the right-hander Holmes, who kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count now is 0-2 to Yastrzemski. Mets with 6 runs, 3 in the third inning. Sorry, it's 3 in the fourth inning. They had 2 in the first, nothing in the second, 1 in the third, and then 3 in the fourth. They have paced themselves to a 6-1 lead in San Francisco. Right-hander Holmes getting his sign as he works himself into the set position. Here's the offering. It is a changeup that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flexing their muscles are the first place Mets, as there's a fastball that misses down and the count goes to 2-2. I don't want to say or predict ill will against teams, and I certainly don't want to do that against the Mets, but I was a little surprised that they are this deep into the season in first place. If there was an Achilles heel, it's certainly not their offense. I was kind of concerned to see how their pitching staff would hold up. As there's a pitch that misses down, it's now 3-2 to Yastrzemski. You have to tip your hat to them. They are playing good ball at the moment, 15 games above 500. As the right-hander Holmes holds set, here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second, fielded on the backhand by Beatty. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Yastrzemski on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the designated hitter in Wilmer Flores. Well, for Flores, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Holmes had come off the mound to make the play, and he almost spiked it into the dirt. Well, he did spike it. It was a great play by Alonso at first base to pick it. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mr. D. Maine says, I don't care for any of these teams, but I definitely missed you on the commentary for the NPB. As there is a breaking ball that is now made the count 1-1 to Flores. Yeah, will be some NPB tomorrow night. We've been on the DL for pretty much the last month. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, the count goes to 1-2. Unfortunately, we had just been busy. It's just a busy time of the year, and then I got sick for a few days. Supposed to call a game, and then there was about 4 or 5 days that had gone by where I wasn't feeling very well, but then we got into the busy stretch for the business as that breaking ball misses down and the count's 2-2. I just couldn't get anything scheduled in, but between now and the third week of August, we're going to be able to get a few more games on the channel. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at third base as Mauricio fields it in foul territory on the backhand. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Not really sure what we're going to call tomorrow. I haven't yet decided that. We are kind of leaning towards, we'll look at the pitching matchups tonight after the games. All the games that go on for the NPB today go off at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern, so we're not going to do any of those. I'll just have to look at the pitching matchups, see what is going to be up our alley, and we'll go from there. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded on the backhand by Lindor bobbles it, fires to first, and Flores is going to be gone on a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. I think it was more allergies than anything else. We had a bit of a battle of allergies through that that stretch of August, and it wasn't like we were feeling bad per se. It was also taking a toll on the voice. Couldn't speak. Had a lot of grogginess, a lot of fluid buildup, and that's just the way it goes. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And I certainly would think that if people are wanting to listen to me call games, they don't want to listen to me hacking and spitting all the time. So no balls and 1 strike to Lee. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first. Fielded by Alonso, flips it to Holmes. And now he is going to be retired for the second time the same way on a ground out 3-1 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of inning number 4. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete innings. Your score is the Mets 6 and the Giants 1. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend Steve has been kicking around somewhere, and we are going to roll another one of those Steve Rademacher videos. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, I got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat here for the Giants in inning number 5. That means Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, and Brent Beatty, as it is going to be the top of inning number 5. We'll just take a quick peek here. They do have a pitching change to the Giants as Logan Webb's night is done on 81 pitches. And the first pitch breaking ball is lined right to the shortstop, Adames. So with 1 pitch, we have 1 away. That'll be bringing up Jeff McNeil. It is Tristan Beck making his 11th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 5.68 ERA. He has worked 19 innings, striking out 11 and walking 7 so far this year. So Tristan Beck on in relief as Webb's night is done. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. And the first pitch to Jeff McNeil is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0. In the last half inning, our friend of the channel, West Coast Treasures, was pounding his fist on the table. When is he going to take out Logan Webb? There is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count is 1-1. Well, he got his wish. As Webb's night is over, unfortunately for the Mets fans, they would have probably liked to seen Webb hang around another inning or two, as they absolutely feasted on his pitching here tonight. Back ready to go again, kicks and delivers a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1 on McNeil. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The left-handed batting flying squirrel waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. I've seen some crazy games that have gone on in the San Francisco Bay Area, so just because it's a 6-1 lead, there's a fastball taken for a Called strike. McNeil doesn't like it. That pitch looked like it wasn't just down. It looked like it was way down. He was making his way to first base. And McNeil is ticked off with the home plate umpire. That's going to run the count to 3-2. So chalk that up as another player. That is definitely way down in the K zone. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Well, you got to realize you got to keep yourself under control. You have to have some sort of composure, one would have to think. At least I would have to think that for sure, because you got yourself a 6-1 lead here. It's not like you're down 2-1 or something like that, and every pitch right now might be the difference. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded down the first baseline. Is it fair or is it foul? Looks like he's fouled it off himself. He's going to have to walk around a little bit at home plate to gather himself, but he is certainly one unhappy squirrel, that's for sure. We'll look at that one again. Oh, didn't even foul it off his shin. He fouled it off his thigh. And it looked like it ricocheted off his other thigh. That's going to leave a mark. Well, that's tough work there for Jeff McNeil. Here we go. Here comes the 3-2 pitch all over again. And there's a fastball that misses down, and now McNeil's got himself a walk. And he is aboard with a one-out base on balls. That'll bring up the second baseman and Brett Beatty. And for Beatty, well, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single. He scored a run, and he has struck out looking as the right-hander works himself to the set position. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Top of the 5th inning, the Mets are enjoying a 6-1 lead over the Giants. If you've just joined us, runs came in bunches for the Mets, 2 in the first and 3 in the fourth. Pitch is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. Count now is 0-2 on Beatty. They have not had a clean inning or a 1-2-3 inning yet here tonight, have Giants pitchers. Logan Webb started and Tristan Peck has followed, as Beatty has asked for the offensive timeout and been granted by Marvin Hudson. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander again holds himself to the set. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and another one fouled off down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. And the ball gal, in this case, making their way down the line. This one here might have to be a little bit of work as it was stuck under the padding as they give it to a young fellow in the front row. And here comes the offering yet again. Here comes the 0-2, and it is a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes to 1-2. Clay Holmes, 79 pitches in his 4 innings of work. Logan Webb, 81 through his 4+ innings. A lot of pitches thrown here tonight. Fastball just misses up and away. It's now 2-2 to Beatty. The pitchers had to work a little harder than I think what we would have expected here in this one. As the right-hander ready to go again, delivers fastball lifted down the left field line. It is going to slice into the seats. The count is going to remain at 2-2 to Brett Beatty. And there is a fine gentleman from Palo Alto, California, who's going to haul that one home with him. Nice catch there by the fan of the Giants. That's the second nice catch we've seen of the day. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, breaking ball misses way outside. The count goes to 3-2. So 3-2 here to Beatty. Runner at first, McNeil. Alvarez is on deck. Let's see if they put McNeil in motion, maybe to stay out of a double play. Keep your eyes at the runner at first base. He can run a bit, but not so much this year. There's a fastball swung on and line foul down the left field line, and the count remains full to Beatty. It's about to become the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here to the left-handed hitting second baseman of the Mets. Right-hander Beck works to the set. Now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And for the second time tonight, Beatty has stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. That is going to leave it all up to the catcher in Francisco Alvarez. That was a pretty good pitch. I'm not so sure what he was looking at. So Tristan Beck records his first strikeout of the night. That brings Alvarez to the plate, who is 1 for 2. And the first pitch is a changeup that misses inside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Alvarez singled and scored a run his last time up. He also struck out in the second inning. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Beck, who delivers a breaking ball that misses down. And the count now goes to 2-0. Sometimes you got games that have good tempo and good pace, and this would not be one of them tonight. Lots of traffic on the base paths. Game has been slowed down a little bit by a couple of reviews. As the right-hander again works himself into the set position, here comes the 2-0 offering. Kicks and fires, breaking ball. That is going to miss way outside, and it's going to advance McNeil to second base. That's going to be a wild pitch. He checked his swing, did Alvarez, but Bailey absolutely, he didn't, I want to say he whiffed on it per se, but that ball had a lot of bite. And there you go, catching off of the one knee. That's something I just don't like at all. I got to say, I'm not sure I really like the effort that Bailey gave, even getting to the backstop on that one. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on 3-0s, grounded to short, fielded by Adames. They throw to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3. I'm not sure if you green lighted your 7-hole hitter on 3-0 here in the 5th inning. I don't understand that one, but that is going to end the inning here. Alvarez grounds out to end the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We're now officially halfway through this one. We got a couple of head scratchers to look at there. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys there. Trezarki says, is Clay still pitching tonight? Yes, he is. And let's see if he's coming back out for another inning when we return right after this. We'll be right back in just a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 5, and Clay Holmes still in the ball game. Delivers a first pitch fastball for a called strike to Casey Schmidt. The ball's 1 strike it is. Schmidt 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out in the second inning as the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. It'll be Schmidt, Bailey, and the top of the order Ramos to come to bat here against Holmes in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the right-hander ready to go again as he works himself into the set position, kicks and fires a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Holmes again working himself to the set position. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Friday night baseball between the Mets and the Giants in San Francisco at the beautiful Oracle Park, as there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2. So Schmidt's worked it all the way back. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the catcher, Patrick Bailey. And then the top of the order, Ramos. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the right side through the 4-hole, past the glove of Beatty, and Schmidt is aboard with a leadoff single here to start the bottom of the 5th inning. I'll bring up the catcher and Patrick Bailey. Well, for Bailey, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. After the fray, hitting .208 on the season. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Holmes. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. My guess would be tonight is that I would think that this is going to be the last inning for the Mets starter. One would have to think they're going to be turning it over to the bullpen, and it'll be a relay race for both teams. See who can bring it home. There's a breaking ball. I'll take it for a called strike, and he's way ahead here on Bailey at 0-2. So similar to the way he started the first batter, Schmidt, getting ahead 0-2, and he ended up losing him with a base hit single. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again, he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and line foul down the left field line, and the count is at 0-2. We'll get you caught up on some of the scores around Major League Baseball today. Quite a few games have been our finals. There's only a couple other games that are currently going on in the MLB. Actually, only one other game going on. So no balls and 2 strikes remains here to Bailey as the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count's 1-2. In Minnesota, a pitcher's duel. It was Matthews getting the win. Mackenzie Gore took the loss, and Duran the save. 1-0. The Twins beat the Nationals today. As the right-hander ready to go again, kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on its line past the diving glove of the second baseman Beatty in the right field. And the Giants have got something brewing here as Bailey has singled. Schmidt advances and stops at second. And now it's the top of the order, and Helio Ramos coming to the plate with runners at first and second. Athletics beat the Astros tonight 15-3 as the pitching coach for the Mets is on his way to the mound. He's going to have a few words here with his starter. Pitching coach for the Mets is Jeremy Hefner. So he is coming out to say a few words to Holmes. It's exactly what you need, the bottom part of the order, to turn it over for the top of the order, and that's exactly what the Giants have done here. So if there's an opportunity to get back in this ball game, they're about to see it here. We were talking about the scores. The Athletics beat the Astros 15-3. The big news in that game was Nick Kurtz was 6 for 6. First rookie in Major League history to hit 4 homers in one game. Springs got the win, and Gusto took the loss in that one. Astros have been playing pretty good ball, but they've dropped to 60-44. Athletics are 44-62. We're back to the live action as Holmes, ready to go, gets the sign from his catcher Alvarez. And the first pitch coming to Helio Ramos is a breaking ball missing upstairs. Ramos has had Holmes' number tonight. He's 2 for 2. He's singled both times. He has also scored a run, raising his season average to 271. It is Huáscar Brazoban who is up in the bullpen for the Mets. Another breaking ball missing upstairs. The count goes to 2-0 on Ramos. Rangers beat the Braves 8-3 tonight. Evaldi picked up the win. He's 8-3. Joey Wentz takes the loss. He falls to 2-2. As the right-hander Holmes checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on tap foul over on the third base side. Count goes to 2-1. In the Battle of the Windy City, the White Sox beat the Cubs 12-5. Pounded out 18 hits today. Hauser got the win. He's 6-2 for the Chi Sox. Imanaga of the Cubs drops to 7-4. Holmes ready to go again as he holds to the set. He checks the runner at second. 2-0 on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up in the infield. Underneath it is Lindor. He's calling everybody off, and he's there to make the catch as he backpedals into left center field. So that retires Ramos for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring Rafi Devers to the plate. So the Cardinals beat the Padres 3-0 in St. Louis today. Michaelis gets the win. He's 6-7. Pivetta takes the loss. He falls to 10-3. And Helsley gets the save for the Cardinals. Reds beat the Rays 7-2. Nick Martinez evens his season record at 9-9. Littell drops to 8-8. So back to the action as the first pitch delivered to Devers is a fastball missing way outside. The count is 1-0. Devers 1 for 2 tonight, has doubled and grounded into a double play. Dodgers beat the Red Sox 5-2. Sheehan got the win there. He's 2-1. Bello the loss. As the right-hander checks the runner at second, now delivers. And there's a fastball missing upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. Phillies beat the Yankees 12-4. Banks got the win. Hill took the loss. 12-5 was the score on that one. Rockies went into Baltimore and beat the Orioles 6-5. Bird got the win. Kittredge took the loss. Diamondbacks in 11 innings knocked off the Pirates 1-0. Only one hit for the Pirates through 11 innings in that one. So here comes the 2-0 pitch to Devers as Holmes holds set. Now fires. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. Other final, Marlins knocked off the Brew Crew 5-1. Brewers have been playing some pretty mean baseball, and they took a home loss as they've returned after that road trip to Seattle. Here's the pitch. Fastball missing way outside. It's now 3-1 to Devers. And the other final, the Blue Jays beat the Tigers 6-2. Tigers got out to an early 1-0 lead, and then it was all Toronto for 6 straight runs. They tacked one on late on a home run by Spencer Torkelson. As the right-hander delivers again, breaking ball taken for a called strike, and now the count's full to Devers. Angels and Mariners still playing. They're at 2-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's the only other game that is going on across the big leagues tonight, besides this one here. And the 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. And Holmes strikes out Devers for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to Willy Adames. Reared back, did Holmes, and put a little something extra on that one. And that brings Adames to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Adames has doubled and driven in one of the only run so far for San Fran. Trzaski calling him the worst pitcher in the world. Well, he has been Houdini tonight, I could tell you that. First pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. And I mean Houdini. He has got himself into trouble, and he has wiggled himself out of it every opportunity that he's had. As the 0-1 pitch is on its way, there is a changeup missing down, and the count goes to 1-1. But one would have to think that this has got to be his last inning. He's at 102 pitches right now. I was looking at a stat earlier. I haven't been able to find out how many pitchers have gone more than 110 innings. There was a while there was only 2 pitchers in the big leagues. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-1 to Adames. One of them was Framber Valdez. I forget who the other one was now. It was a bit obscure. Maybe it was Eric Fetty, who went 110. And that was it for quite a bit here in the big league season. Clay Holmes is knocking on that door. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up on the right side of the infield. It's playable. Beatty underneath it. He's there to make the catch, and he wiggles it out. Does Clay Holmes. So Mets fans pump a fist everywhere because he's able to get out of that jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. The Giants squander an opportunity to get back into this one. We'll be back in just a couple moments for the top of the 6th. Your score is the Mets 6, the Giants 1. Appreciate all of you who do listen in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Time to refresh our beverage. We'll be back in just a little bit. Here is our friend, Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. we have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are almost back in time to our seat as we did get ourselves a refresh beverage. We got ourselves some nice iced tea. And hopefully that'll be enough to bring us home in this one here as we move to the bottom of the sixth inning. Ronnie Mauricio, Tyrone Taylor, and the top of the order, Brandon Nimmo, to come to bat. And Steve Rademacher pumping a fist for himself. Glad you could be here with us tonight. So it is Mauricio, Taylor, and Nimmo to come to bat. We're just going to finalize to see if it is still going to be Tristan Beck, and that is indeed who it is. They'll stay with Beck for yet another inning here. As the first pitch to Mauricio is a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Trzarski says still putting. I assume still pitching. Clay Holmes able to get himself out of that inning. Unbelievable. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first, taken neatly by Devers. He fields it. He goes over to first, and he's going to step on the base. That's going to be a ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder and Tyrone Taylor. Yeah, and add insult to injury. They put 2 on and nobody out in that last half inning with the top of the order coming to bat, and they couldn't do a darn thing. So if you are a fan of the Giants, I hope your beverages are cold tonight because it has been a tough night to watch the Giants play. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Ramos starts in on it. Then he throws on the brakes. He's able to haul that one in. That's going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here. Bring up the top of the order in Brandon Nimmo. So Nimmo coming to the plate. He is officially 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double. He's scored a run, and he's driven in a pair. And for good measure, he has also stolen a base. So Nimmo steps into the plate. One of my former employees played against him in the minor leagues, and he had some really interesting things to say about Nimmo. He said he had to be one of the better athletes that he had played against. But, just raw as a carrot. He was from Cheyenne, Wyoming, one of the few players from Wyoming that have ever made it to the big leagues. Fastball misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. But you could see why they liked him, did the Mets, because of his pure athleticism. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Nimmo batting from the left side here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away straight back, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the left-handed hitting Francisco Lindor. Again, Beck working himself to the set. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball swung on. Good piece of hitting there by Nimmo as he stays inside and goes the other way with it. He's going to foul it right away to the ball dude. Although I have to say, the ball dude on the left field line isn't quite that old. He might be more of a ball boy. He looks like a younger fella down the line. Certainly the gal on the right field line is definitely a ball gal. There's a breaking ball down. The said that he went around. Bailey blocks it. He's going to throw to first. It's going to be a strikeout recorded, 2-3 on the putout. And that is going to do it here as the Giants go in order in their half of the 6th inning. No runs. Check that. The Mets go in order in their half of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 5.5 innings. Your score is the Mets 6 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate all of you for being here. Here is our friend, Eric Fox.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right. We know baseball and we know the Japanese game as well as the MLB. We'll be back in just a few after this musical timeout. Bottom of the sixth inning is just around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the Giants in inning number 6. Chapman, Yastrzemski, and Flores to face. Well, who knows who we're going to face here? I would like to think that it's probably going to be a reliever, and that's exactly what it is going to be. It is going to be Huascar Brazaban on in relief here for the Mets as Clay Holmes' day is done. He played the best impersonator of an escape artist you could see. The first pitch fastball is taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Chapman. So Huascar Brazaban making his 43rd appearance of the year. Delivers a fastball for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. That was a lot of arm side run from the right-hander. So Brazaban ready to go again. Chapman 0 for 1 today. He walked in the first inning. He swings at a 0-2 pitch and lines it right to the glove of the right fielder Soto. And he is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the right fielder in Mike Yastrzemski. Well, for Yastrzemski, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to right and grounded to second in his 2 trips to the plate. Batting from the left side here, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Yastrzemski had also leapt to catch a ball early in the ball game and was unable to come up with it. There is a pitch that misses down in the dirt. Now the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. More action in the bullpen. It's Matt Gage, a lefty, who is up and throwing as the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Now the count now goes to 2-1. Luke says, which NPB game are we going to be doing? Well, we're not doing anything tonight because all the games go off at 2 a.m. Pacific, as there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2 to Yastrzemski. But we are going to do one tomorrow night. As we mentioned earlier when folks were asking, we'll take a look at the pitching matchups and we'll see what we are going to do. Also the weather as well. Fastball misses outside. Count goes to 3-2. Don't like doing the outdoor games when there is weather in the area, but we will do something. We're going to try to maybe do something at 10 o'clock Pacific, but I'll have to take a look and see what the start times are as they are available. Also looking at doing more MLB stuff tomorrow night as well, possibly this one beforehand, making it a doubleheader. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Oh, I don't know what's going on over there. It's Acuna who has come into the ball game at second base, Luis Angel. I don't know if he got his cleats caught or what it was. It looked like he was trying to field it on the backhand side. We're going to have to get a look at the replay on that one. Ball was squibbed into the ground. He tried to field it, and he ended up playing soccer with it, and he almost went face first to the canvas. That was really, really strange. He tried to backhand it inside his body. We'll see what they call that one in just a moment. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Flores 0 for 2 tonight, has grounded to short and grounded back to the pitcher. So Flores in here, waiting for the offering from the right-hander Brazivar. As he kicks and fires, there is a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that Flores went around, and now the count goes to 0-2, so no balls and 2 strikes. Looks like they gave Yastrzemski a hit on that one. That's a bit strange. I don't know if I would have given him one, but that's the home score for you. As the right-hander Braziban delivers, there's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up behind home plate. Looks like it could be playable for Alvarez. He's underneath it, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Flores for the second out of the inning. So he's gone. They'll leave it all up to Jung-Hoo Lee. Luke is making suggestions for us. As we said, we'll have to wait and see what the pitching matchups also entail. That could be a pretty good matchup as both teams are in the playoff hunt in the NPB. So Lee to the plate, 0-for-2 tonight. Takes a first pitch fastball outside. They tried a back pick. The runner at first, I guess it wasn't so outside because Hudson went up with the right hand to call it a strike. Bailey trying to go backdoor the runner Yastrzemski at first base, but he wasn't able to get him there. And now Braziban delivers a fastball that is swung through and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. So 0-2 to Jung-Hoo Lee. As the right-hander again ready to go, but now time has been called. And we'll wait here for that as well. So as time was called, Lee gets back in the box. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on. It is grounded down the left field line past the glove of the third baseman. And it's been dropped in left field. Oh, boy. I'm not sure what's going on over there. And they fire it home to the plate. The left fielder for the Mets, Brandon Nimmo, went to field it, and then he dropped the ball. There's no extra damage. It's going to be a double for Jung-Hoo Lee. He stops his second. Stopping at third is Yastrzemski. That's going to put runners at second and third with 2 gone. It's going to bring up the second baseman and Casey Schmidt. As we get a look at that replay, it was for sure going to be a double. The umpire almost got caught up with the runner over at third base. That would have been an interesting piece. So Schmidt coming to the plate. He's 1-for-2 tonight. He's raised his season average to 248. Takes a fastball inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Schmidt with a single in the 5th, and he grounded out in the 2nd. So officially 1-for-2. Giants looking to do some damage here as he swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is hammered foul down the left field line, and now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As we are getting acquainted, of course, with the NPB all over again, tomorrow's games that we would probably be more likely to call than anything would probably be possibly the Fighters and Chiba. That is probably the one we would lean toward, as that pitch was taken for a ball, and the count is 2-2 to Schmidt. Braziban working to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the second baseman of the Giants. Luke says he started to watch Major League Pickleball. I don't think you could get me to watch that, Luke, if you even gave me a beer sponsor. And there is a changeup swung on and missed, and Schmidt is in the books. And so too are the Giants here to end the 6th inning. We've got half of the ball game in the books. No runs in the inning. There was a couple of hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Your score through 6 complete. It is the Mets 6 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. And it is the Giants trailing by 5 when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Matt Gage coming on in relief. Interesting story about Matt Gage. This is going to be his third appearance for the Giants this year. He was with the Detroit Tigers in 6 ball games for the Tigers. He worked 5 2/3 innings. He had allowed 7 hits, walked 2 and struck out 3, had an ERA of 0, and thank you for your services. He got DFA'd, and the Giants picked him up, and he's picked up where he has left off in Detroit. He's worked 3 innings, allowing 1 hit. He's walked 1 and struck out 3 in his 2 appearances with the Giants. So Matt Gage taking over here in relief of Tristan Beck, who worked 2 innings of relief for the G-Men tonight. So Gage taking over, the lefty, as he will be set to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the order would be Frankie Lindor, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso. First pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. You know, you'd have to think that with the way that the rules are, and certainly with teams, Matt Gage getting that opportunity. And there's a fastball that misses down and end, and the count is 1-1. And Slipnick says he has a huge question, hope it can answer. Well, let's find out what that is. What the question is. I don't know if we can answer all the questions. And I don't know if we have all the answers. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as they kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. As the lefty kicks and delivers again, there's another breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Gage on in relief here as he has taken over for Tristan Beck. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to put Lindor in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and I'll bring up the right fielder in Juan Soto. You have to say that every day that he is in the big leagues, it is going to be a bonus for Matt Gage. Getting that big league meal money and pitching well and doing pretty good. Every day it's like it's your last day. And it could well be if you are a reliever these days in the big leagues. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Juan Soto. It's popped up, and it's going to reach the seats behind home plate. Count is quickly 0-1. Slipnick's asked the question, wanted to know if he comes back in. Well, you could if you were put into a position in essence, and then brought back into the game. But no, once he is removed from the game completely, he is done, as that ball is popped up over on the right side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Schmidt, and he is going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. It's going to retire Soto for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to Soto. Yeah, so your over-under on the 4.5 is cooked if you took the over. If you took the under, you got a fist pump. But the over is what you took, and that is going to be a wash, unfortunately for you. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Alonso. Alonso 0 for 2 tonight. He has he's lined to short, lined to right, and he also hit a sacrifice fly to right field to drive in the second run of the ball game for the Mets, as there's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. So hopefully that answers your question. There are some people, some nights we get some pretty huge gambling crowds. Some nights it's just a listening crowd. Some night it's an interactive baseball crowd. We do cater to everybody who does want to listen. We appreciate that. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away. The count is 2-1. In some ways, the gambling part of the game is good. In some ways, it brings more people into the game, which is great. On the flip side of the coin, it also, when you see how some of the players have been treated, there's a lot of social media attacks on players. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Alonso fields it, it's Lindor who fields it. Alonso is able to make the grab at first. That is going to do it as the Mets go quietly here in the 7th, 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 7. Your score is the Mets 6 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat when we return.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Steve Rademacher is still hanging in here as he is made it into the bottom of the 7th inning. And it is 7 rounds with Steve Rademacher, also known as Jose Cuervo. But he has been able to hang it out here with us tonight. We appreciate him for being here. Patrick Bailey, Helio Ramos, and Rafi Devers slated to come to bat. We do have a pitching change as Rico Garcia is into the ball game, making his 5th appearance of the year, replacing Oscar Brazoban. 0-0 is his record, 3.24 ERA over 8 1/3 innings. And so Rico Garcia delivers a first pitch fastball that is swung on and popped up over on the right side of the infield. Underneath it is Alonso battling the swirling wind. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Patrick Bailey. 1 pitch and 1 away here in the 7th. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Helio Ramos. Well, for Ramos, he is a 2 for 3 today. He's got a couple of singles. He scored the only run for the Giants. He's also popped to short. So 2 for 3 tonight for Ramos. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Garcia, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Garcia on in relief here. He is the 3rd pitcher used tonight by the Mets, following Brazoban and the starter Clay Holmes. Here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left center field. Moving over and making the catch is Nimmo, and that is going to be 2 quick outs here for the Giants in inning number 7. That's going to leave it up to the first baseman and Rafi Devers. Well, for Rafael Devers, 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the first inning, and then he grounded into a double play and struck out in his other 2 trips to the plate. So batting from the left side, hitting at 264 on the season when he entered the game, and he's hitting 264 on the season right now. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Devers getting the start at first base tonight. Really, the Red Sox, a really interesting season over in Beantown. They were off to a pretty good start. There was a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And doing it really strangely without Masataka Yoshida and kind of a interesting type of lineup. And then some players started to get healthy. They called some of their prospects up. and they were able to trade Devers. I'm just not sure I really liked the haul or the return that they got, meaning the Red Sox, as there is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. Devers down on strikes. That was a pretty quick inning there for Rico Garcia out of the pen. He puts the Giants down in order, 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of inning number 8. Your score is the Mets 6 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody, into the deep water. We return right after this timeout from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat here in the 8th inning. It'll be Jeff McNeil, Brett Beatty, and Francisco Alvarez for the Mets. We'll keep our eyes peeled to see if they are going back to the bullpen, being the Giants, that is, as Matt Gage had taken over for 1 inning of work. McNeil, Beatty, and Alvarez slated to come to the sticks. The Mets scored 2 runs in the first inning. RBI ground out by Soto and a sac fly by Alonso after Nimmo and Lindor set the table with a double and a single respectively, brought home the first 2 runs. They added another run in the third on a home run by Frankie Lindor. And they added 3 more in the 4th inning. A couple of singles back-to-back by Beatty and Alvarez got it going. A walk to Mauricio. A fielder's choice by Tyrone Taylor brought home a run. And then a 2-run single off the bat of Brandon Nimmo brought in a couple of more. We do have a pitching change, as it is a right-hander on the mound now for the Giants. It is Spencer Bivens, who is making his 34th appearance of the year. Delivered a first pitch ball to McNeil, and he delivers another fastball that misses inside. The count's 2-0. Bivens has seen his numbers fluff up a little bit. We saw Bivens earlier this year when he was pitching very, very well. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count now goes to 2-1 to Jeff McNeil. And the pitch to McNeil on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is popped up over on the right side. Shallow right field. Underneath it is the second baseman, Schmidt. He's there to make the catch. And McNeil is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that'll bring up the second baseman and Brett Beatty. Well, for Beatty, he's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also struck out looking twice. He did score the 4th run of the game for the Mets, and he swings at the first pitch and chops it right back to the pitcher, Bivens, who underhand flips it to first. It's a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher in Francisco Alvarez. All of the scoring came on the first 4 innings of this game, and it has been relatively quiet since then. The offense has settled down. The bullpens have been called upon, and the bats have gone silent. Here comes the first pitch as Bivens delivers a fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Alvarez. Balls and 1 strike it is. Hopefully you guys can make it in with us again tomorrow night. For more action, we'll put up the schedule on the channel later tonight as that fastball is taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Major League Baseball, Japan Baseball doubleheader back-to-back. As we will give you all the action tomorrow yet again as the pitch is on the way. There is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Alvarez. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bivens holding to the set, rocking into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses. Count goes to 2-2. Bivens has got a lot of backdoor run in his pitch. His ball moves a lot like Logan Webb's does. And he wasn't able to get the call. Patrick Bailey got it and he yanked it across the zone, but plate umpire not buying any of that. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alvarez, who has a hit in his 3 trips, waiting on the offering from Bivens, who kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Going back onto the edge of the warning track is Lee. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as Alvarez is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Mets go quietly here in their half of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 8. It is the New York Mets 6 and the San Francisco Giants 1. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action yet again. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again to keep you guys all entertained.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today. And every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs that you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles too. Remember, opening day every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in funny pages, guys.
That's right, everybody. Opening day every day on Steve's channel, and it just doesn't have to be the first day of the year. We'll be right back after this with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. A little late to get back into the saddle as it's no balls and 1 strike. Rico Garcia still in the game as he delivers a fastball to Willie Adames, who pops it up over on the right side of the infield. Underneath it is Luis Angel Acuna, and he's going to make the catch as he's into shallow right field, and Adames is going to be gone for the 1st out of the inning. We're definitely in the deep water here as we are getting down to the final outs of the ball game here. Bottom of the 8th inning, Giants I need to make some noise here if they want to get back into this one. Matt Chapman coming to the plate. He is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to 3rd, and he is lined to right. He has drawn a walk. As Garcia, who has made quick work of Giants hitters here in the last inning and a 3rd, there was a fastball that is outside for ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Matt Chapman. Chapman batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Garcia, who kicks and delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Garcia wasting no time, ready to go back to work, holding at the set, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball at 94 that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Chapman. I think Chapman might want to have that one back. That pitch there looked like that's the way he reacted to it. I think he probably missed that one. He knew that he should have pulled the trigger. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Garcia ready to go again. Works himself to the belt, and here comes the 1-2 offering. Pitch is on the way, breaking ball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, But they say that he didn't go, as it is Trip Gibson who says he didn't make the offering. So 2-2. Looked like a clean-cut Trip Gibson over there. His hair was getting a little bit long for a while there. I don't know if his parents listened to the stream or not. Maybe they can let the boy or the young man know that has to get his hair cut. So 2-2. There was a fastball swung on and missed. And Chapman is gone for the second out of the inning, and he is in the books on strike 3. 2 gone. I'll leave up to the right fielder and Mike Yastrzemski. Trip Gibson, if I'm not mistaken, he played college baseball. I have to go back and do my homework on it, but I'm pretty sure that Gibson, or he played minor league baseball at some point. And once he got his release, he got into the officiating side of things. And if I'm not mistaken, he's also heavily involved in the umpires union as well. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Yastrzemski. So no balls and 1 strike. He's been a major league umpire for a number of years. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. I don't know if Yastrzemski agrees with that call. More action in the Giants bullpen as Camilo Duvall is up and throwing. He is getting himself ready to rock and roll. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yastrzemski. As the right-hander works himself to the set, now delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. All I know is that the Giants will probably can't wait to get Rico Garcia off the mound. He has been lights out. He has retired 5 of the 5 batters he's faced so far. Since coming on in relief. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Yastrzemski. It's that way sometimes. Players will just have numbers of other players or the other teams. Garcia has made quick work of the Giants so far in this one here tonight since he's come on, and the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on jam job, and it's lifted foul behind home plate. Count reigns at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yastrzemski. Pretty impressive night for Nick Kurtz tonight. First rookie and 20th player to hit 4 homers. And he's also the second player with 19 total bases in a game. Pretty impressive, as that was Sean Green who had done that before. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Counts 2-2. The question would be, did Green do it with the Blue Jays, or did he do it with the Dodgers? I'm not sure who he had done that with. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander works to the set position yet again. As he kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is the bottom half of the 8th inning. We're a little bit behind on our banners, and apologize to you for that. As that is where we are at here. 6-1 is the lead for the Mets over the Giants. This game has skipped along at a pretty good clip once we had got through all those run-scoring innings in the early going. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Yastrzemski's in the books. That is going to be the 3rd strikeout by Garcia recorded here in this one, and that will do it here for the Giants in their half of the inning. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the 9th. The deep water is upon us. It is a 6-1 lead for the Mets. We'll be back in just a couple of moments when we return after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. That's our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be back in 30 after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Luis Angel Acuna, and then it'll be Tyrone Taylor and Brandon Nimmo slated to come to bat. Yes, it is Acuna's first at bat here, and it is going to be Camilo Doval who is in relief to replace him. So Luis Angel Acuna, our first look at him this year. On to pinch hit, or on to hit for Ronnie Mauricio. He had come in earlier as a defensive replacement a couple innings ago. Acuna gets his chance here, and what a way to make the chance. 44 games so far for Doval. He's got a 4-2 record. He's got a 2.89 ERA and 43 2/3 innings. So he is ready to go. He's had some challenges with his base on balls this year, and the first pitch is a ball upstairs. 1-0 to Acuna. The brother of Ronald Acuna, the baseball playing family, and yet there's another one, I believe, in the Twins organization. Got another brother, I believe it's Brian Acuna. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Doval ready to go again. He works himself to the set. He kicks and he delivers. A fastball misses way outside. Count now goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Again, the right-hander ready to go. He gets the sign from his catcher. As the right-hander works himself to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Acuna. Righty again holding himself to the set. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the right field side. The count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Once this game is over, we'll give you a full rundown across the games in Major League Baseball, and we'll recap this one as well as the pitch is on the way. Whoa, there's a fastball that's come inside, and it is hit Acuna. Sends him into the dirt. It looks like it's got him on the shoulder, on the left shoulder. And he wears a elbow guard on that side, but that is where he's going to wear it. He's going to make his way down to first base. So a 3-2 hit by pitch. Pitch ran inside, and so the control issues that have plagued Doval earlier this year have come back to haunt him again. 3-2 drills him. Down goes Acuna. One would have to think that 3-2 pitch would not be intentional. And that is slated to bring up Tyrone Taylor to the plate. Looks like we have Taylor. It is Taylor still as he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Taylor 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown to center, he's flown to left, and he's bounced into a fielder's choice. He has stolen a base and scored a run. And he's also driven in a run. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander holding to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that runs inside, almost hits Taylor, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Again, the right-hander Doval working to the set position, holding, and now delivers. There's a changeup taken for a called strike. The count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes it is. Right-hander again working himself into the set position, and he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is Acuna. A little bit different skill set, or a little different size. Luis Angel Acuna built more like a fire hydrant. He's a little more shorter and stockier than his brother, as the pitch is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Taylor is gone on strikes. He's out for the first out of the inning. I'd say you want to keep your eye on the runner over there at first base, but being that we're a little late here in the ball game, I wonder if the Mets are thinking about a stolen base at this point. The younger Acuna, who's only 23, 5'8", 181, not quite the size of his brother. He does have 12 stolen bases, so worth keeping an eye on. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. To Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo 2 for 5 tonight. A single, a double, a stolen base, a couple RBIs, a run scored. He's also flown out and struck out. Our friend Gracie Lynn making it into the house here late. Better late than never, Gracie Lynn. Thanks for popping in. Fastball, taken for a called strike. Are you already back down in Costa Rica? I thought that was a little bit on the late side. I didn't know you were going to be making it back down there. We're glad to have you in the house tonight. 6-1, the Mets have the lead here in the top of the 9th inning as they throw over to first base, and diving back is Acuna. We were dark for a little bit for the last month. We're pretty busy at this end. Had a bit of an allergy outbreak for about 5 or 6 days. And that was about it. There was a breaking ball that swung on and missed. And the next thing you know, 28 days go by and we weren't on the airwaves to do anything. We're going to do at least 1, if not 2 tomorrow. As Gracie Lynn drops us a super chat, and we appreciate you for doing that. Thank you, Gracie Lynn. Big hug to you. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Nimmo's in the books. That's the second time tonight he's down on strikes. He's in the books for out number 2, and it's going to leave it all up to the shortstop in Frankie Lindor. That'll go to some street food in Taiwan, and I bought myself a gimbal. So I've got a gimbal, and hopefully I could get some good video shots with the gimbal. I'm going to go practice with it maybe on Sunday. As the pitch is a breaking ball, I'll take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Said, I can't believe that Webb gave up 6. Yeah, Webb was not very sharp tonight at all. 51 strikes, I think, on 81 pitches or 80 pitches. There's a fastball taken for a called strike as it catches the upper part of the zone. The count's 0-2 to Lindor. Lindor, 2 for 4 tonight. He has struck out twice. He's homered and singled. He's also driven in a run and stolen a base. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, as there is a changeup that misses down. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm going to do some NPB action tomorrow night, but we said we would wait for the pitching matchup, also for the timing of the games. And we're going to try to do another MLB game tomorrow night. Possibly stay with the same series, as there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count's 2-2. Although I wouldn't mind doing an earlier game and maybe getting a break in between the MLB game and the Major League game. We might look at doing the Mariners and the Angels. I'll have to wait and make a decision on that one here a little later tonight, and I'll post it up. So hopefully everybody can join us for that. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lying down the left field line. It's slicing. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And it bounces up into the netting. So it looks like it's going to be a double, and they're going to bring Acuna back over to third. So a double off the bat of Lindor. Yeah, that is going to hold up Acuna over at third base. That'll bring Juan Soto to the plate. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, what's happened to the Tigers lately? Well, 2 teams you can talk about are the Blue Jays and the Brewers. They have been absolutely on fire, both of those clubs, although the Brewers lost today to the Marlins at home. And they have played themselves into the playoff picture. We were talking earlier in the stream about a couple of trades that have been made. Yesterday, the trade that the Mariners made for Josh Naylor, that's a pretty good trade for the Mariners. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Soto. The trades today, Gregory Soto is on his way from the Orioles to the Mets. That'll help bolster the Mets bullpen. Ryan McMahon has been traded from the Rockies to the Yankees. But the one thing I was talking about was the Tigers. There's just a fastball that gets away from Bailey all the way to the backstop, and that's going to get a run in. I don't know if it's going to be a wild pitch or a pass ball. I'm going to have to take a look at that one. It might have been off the glove of Bailey. And if it was, that's going to be a pass ball charge to him. He's not had a great night tonight defensively. I don't care what people say about it. Oh, not only did it look like it hit the glove of Bailey, but it also caught the umpire almost flush on the shin guard. So Marvin Hudson, thank goodness, and he's down a bit, Hudson, on that one there. He's making a couple of adjustments. So it's even the count at 1-1. It's pushed another run across the board as Acuna has come in to score. Over to third is Lindor. It's now a 7-1 Mets lead. And Duvall delivers again. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle into center field, and that's going to add another run. So Soto has got himself an RBI single. In to score is Lindor with the 8th run of the game for the Mets. So for the Mets fans who have stuck it around in here, they're pumping fists left and right. Soto increases the lead to 8-1. Gracie Lynn says, as long as it's not a midday game now, we're going to be doing something later. But we were talking about trades, and I was saying about how the Tigers need to make a trade. They don't have to make a trade for a big piece. I don't think they're in that position yet. Fastball misses inside. But to get themselves maybe an arm, like a rental type of arm, give up a low-level prospect. I don't know if you need there was talk about maybe Cabrian Hayes, but Cabrian Hayes coming to Detroit, a lot of defense, no real offense. As a fastball misses inside, the count is now 2-0 to Alonso. But the Tigers could use either a third baseman, maybe an outfielder, or possibly a starting pitcher. But as I said, more of a rental than anything, but also to shake up the team a little bit. Breaking ball, take it for a called strike. The count's 2-1. Just maybe change the chemistry or change the group around just a little bit. Nothing major. Help is on the way as they're loaded with prospects that are set to get to the big leagues in the next 18 months. As that pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. But it also would kind of jumpstart their club a little bit as they have been offensively anemic, defensively have been careless, and on the base paths have been questionable. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Alonso. And just like that, our crowd had diminished because of the runs that the Mets have added on here. All those San Francisco fans making it out of here, and I can understand why. It's been a bit disappointing. As the pitch from Duvall on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Too little, too late as Alonso's down on strikes. That's going to do it. 2 runs in the inning for the Mets on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is now the Mets 8 and the Giants 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. And we thank you for being with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve with some weird stuff.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning, and slated to come to bat is supposed to be Wilmer Flores, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Casey Schmidt. It is on the hill here for the Mets. It's going to be a pitching change. It's going to be Jose Castillo coming in. He's going to be making his 19th appearance. 0-2 with a 5.6 ERA in 17 2/3 innings. So he has come in to place Rico Garcia, and that probably brings cheers to the Giants' offensive players as Garcia was pretty good here in relief tonight. Fred Gracie Lynn said that's a new commercial. Actually, that's been around for a while. We don't play it all that often, as there's a first pitch taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Flores. We leave that on the major league side, as the pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 0-2. Yeah, Aussie rules football is a lot of fun. That is for sure. I like it. They used to carry it late night on the television stations up here, and then the contract went away, and like everything, it's kind of pay-per-view or whatever else you want now. And so I really haven't followed it. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Flores has been made quick work out of. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Jung-Hoo Lee. So getting ready to count it down. We got 29 days until we're on the flight to Taiwan. Really excited to make our way overseas. It'll be a lot of fun. First pitch fastball misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Lee. Gracie Lynn says Fox Sports in the U.S. carries usually 4 to 6 of the 9 games per week. And there is a fastball that misses, and the count goes to 2-0. Well, part of the other reason is I got rid of my cable a few years ago. And so when I got rid of the cable, and we also got rid of the games. We also get the NRL out of New Zealand. That was a lot of fun, too, to watch late night. Fastball swung on line into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Taylor over to pick it up and cut it off. And Lee is going to get himself a single here. So that's his second hit of the night, as he had a doubler in his last at-bat. So now he is aboard with a single. That's going to bring Casey Schmidt to the plate with one gone. Yeah, I like the fact that you used to be able to watch some late-night stuff, especially being on the West Coast. You could always flick into a game or 2 or 3. It's always good fun. And both of them stopped carrying some of that stuff. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. NRL, I think in the NRL, there's New Zealand. I think there's some Australian teams in it as well. As there's a fastball that swung through and missed. The count is 0-2 to Schmidt. I think it's like the Sydney Rabbitohs are in that, and then there's bunch of teams out of New Zealand. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. A little different style of rugby because it's not like the rugby union. Don't have the big scrums like you would see in international play, but game is fast. It's exciting. Players have to be pretty fit. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2 to Schmidt. So no balls and 2 strikes. Batting from the right side here is the second baseman of the Giants as he waits on the offering. Pitch is on the way. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and Schmidt is in the books for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here, and it's going to leave it all up to the catcher and Patrick Bailey. Gracie Lynn's giving us the education on the rugby league and rugby union, 2 different animals for sure. I didn't know if there were fewer players on the field. I didn't know if it was the same number or not. Just that they don't have the scrums. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Bailey. Bailey batting from the right side for the first time tonight, the switch hitting catcher of the Giants. He is 1 for 3 in this one. He has a single in 3 trips. He's season average is clawed up to 210. As the lefty works himself to the set position, now delivers. There is another changeup waved at and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Hopefully you guys will make it back into the channel again tomorrow night. As we said, it'll either be this same 2 teams matched up, or it'll be the game between the Mariners and the Angels as the pitch is delivered. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Bailey's in the books as the pitcher Castillo strikes out the side in the 9th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the New York Mets 8, the San Francisco Giants 1. We're going to come back, wrap it up in just a couple moments after this little timeout. We'll be back in just a moment here after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate our friend Gracie Lynn checking in. She says she'll be at the beach, and we're rocking a tan here, as we've got ourselves maybe more of a farmer's tan with it being baseball season. So we're going to have to catch up on some of the rest of it as well. Well, everybody, it is a final score of 8-1. We'll give you the rundown on this one. We'll look at the scores across Major League Baseball, and then we'll give it a wrap here tonight. The New York Mets got things going in the first inning. It was a pair of runs. Brandon Nimmo led off the game with a double. Then Frankie Lindor singled after he stole second. Juan Soto grounded home Nimmo with the first run of the game. And then Pete Alonso stepped up and hit a sacrifice fly to right field to bring home run number 2. Giants responded in their half of the first inning. It was Helio Ramos led off with a single. Rafi Devers then doubled, and then Willie Adames grounded out to bring home Ramos with the first run of the game and only run of the game for the Giants to make the scoreline 2-1. Mets with one out in the third inning saw Frankie Lindor deliver a home run to right field to make the scoreline 3-1. And then the Mets chased Logan Webb in the fourth. Singles off the bat of Beatty and Alvarez to get things going, and then Mauricio walked to load the bases. Tyrone Taylor bounced into a fielder's choice to bring home the fourth run of the game. And then after he stole second base, Brandon Nimmo stepped up and hit a 2-run double to increase the scoreline to 6-1. Mets added 2 more on in the ninth inning, as it was Luis Angel Acuna led off the inning by getting hit by a pitch. After a couple of strikeouts, Frankie Lindor doubled to put runners at second and third. A wild pitch scored Acuna, and then Juan Soto singled home Lindor to make the final score 8-1 in this one. If we go over and take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, we'll give you a rundown here for tonight's games. And we'll start it off in the Motor City as the Detroit Tigers took one on the chin to the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, 6-2. 6-13-0 for the Blue Jays, 2-5-2 for the Tigers. Barrios gets the win. He goes to 7-4. Kiter Montero takes the loss. He is 4-3. Tigers drop to 60-45. And it was the Blue Jays going to 62-42. They are now rocking first place in the American League East. The Marlins knocked off the Brewers 5-1 today. Marlins 5-8-0. Brewers 1-4-3. Simpson the win, his second against no defeats. Ashby takes the loss. He's 1-1 for the Brew Crew. The Arizona Diamondbacks went 11 innings to beat the Pirates, 1-5-0 for the D-backs. Pirates 0-1-0. DeScalafini gets the win. He's 1-1. Ashcraft takes the loss. He drops to 2-1. And Ginkel gets his third save for the D-backs. The Rockies knocked off the Orioles 6-5, 6-7-0 for the Rocks, 5-10-0 for the O's. Bird, ironically, gets the win in Baltimore against the Orioles. Kittredge takes the loss. He's 1-2, and Halverson gets his 10th save for the Rockies. The Phillies beat the Yankees 12-5, 12-14-0 for the Phils, 5-10-0 for the Yanks. Banks the win. He's 3-2. Hill the loss. He's 3-3. Dodgers go into Boston and beat the Red Sox 5-2. 5-10-0 for the Dodgers, 2-5-0 for the Sox, Sheehan gets the win. He's 2-1. Bello the loss. He's 6-5. Kasparius to save his first of the season. Reds knock off Tampa Bay 7-2. 7-14-0 for the Reds. 2-6-0 for Tampa. Nick Martinez 9-9 on the season, getting the win. Littell takes the loss. He drops to 8-8. Padres go into St. Louis and lose to the Cardinals 3-0. Cardinals 3-5-1. Padres 0-11-1. Michaelis the win. He's 6-7. Pivetta takes the loss. He goes to 10-3. Helsley gets his 21st save of the season. Battle of the Windy City. White Sox knock off the Cubs 12-5. 12-18-0 for the Chi Sox. Cubbies are 5-9-1. Hauser the win. He's 6-2. Imanaga the loss. He's 7-4. Rangers knock off the Braves 8-3 in Texas. Eovaldi gets his 8th win of the year against 3 losses. Microscopic ERA of 1.50. Wentz takes the loss for the Braves. He's 2-2. 8-1 for the Rangers, 3-6-1 for the Braves. That is your final stat line. 15-3, A's beat the Astros. 15-16-0 for the A's, 3-6-0 for the Astros. The big news in that game is Nick Kurtz goes 6 for 6, the first rookie in Major League history to get himself 4 home runs in 1 ball game. Springs gets the win. He's 9-7. Gusto takes the loss. He goes to 6-4. Twins knock off the Nationals 1-0. 1-3-0 for the Twins, 0-3-0 for the Nats. Matthews the win. He's 2-2 for the Twinkies. Gore 4-10. He takes the loss for the Nats. Duran gets his 16th save. Mariners lose in extra innings in Los Angeles. 3-5-0 for the Angels. 2-6-0 for the Mariners. Zephyr John the win. He goes to 6-3 for the Angels. Legumina takes the loss. He's 4-5 for the Mariners. And the Guardians and the Royals, they were rained out. It'll be made up as part of a doubleheader tomorrow. Once again, this one here, Clay Holmes gets the win. He goes to 9-5. Logan Webb, the loss. He's 9-8. 8-1. The Mets beat the Giants. And we will be back on again tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys can make it in with us. We appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hope you guys have yourself a great night.